Chapo boni nyina eso adan a wo se wanya nkra afi NDC headquarters e won kran na de mpanyifo ne de to nanim ne se NDC fo bebre na yi wo mudin e de afi voter register no emo na electoral commission akwhye kokoam e cheche ID card bi nso e de ama NPP fo enu nti e na pobo no watwa so a wabe.
We saw a video of voters registration cards being issued, and the video went viral. It turned out that these were EC officers issuing voters cards. Today the EC issued a statement and admitted that yes, these cards were being issued at the EC offices because of some duplications they had found out. The political parties are the main stakeholders in any election. And so while the exhibition of the register is going on, we have our agents at all the polling stations supervising the registration. When this government decided, and the Electoral Commission, that they were going to do a new register, we warned them that the time left was so short that if you compiled a register and there were fatal flaws in the register, you will not have enough time to do the correction before the election. There's so much wrong going on. The incompetence of this Electoral Commission is legendary. We have held elections in this country, we have held voters registrations in this country, but we've never seen a situation where there's so much chaos and disorder in an electoral process. It has the potential to create crisis in our country. And that is why at a point when I spoke, I said that the Electoral Commission should be prepared to take the blame if this country descends into chaos.
West Africa when you fall from Akyere say already Kamali assemno ye bunu be if you say why in fear ne ka say ye chichi achechide enkunu ne tutu ne takra na akụkọ nyina ho na wan na wo ne no ye ni mu say Ghana for asori agina say aba money na te so do ya pe no na ba no so odi ahoma aso Electoral Commission for Asiedu. And any quadra to her near Badon Man or Mosa. And Uti Miniano, as I say, a call, they are called. Now, power be a 2 million. They went to me as stop a month for 1 month. Sorry, Angela said, Yapasia is a brief. And Uti Aniano. As someone Abantino, Mapani, Nada Sia Kachamu said. Oda munyinase wakidagana fo nyinase nani ahokeka ya sorry edi adi nanim no
Jumadi ekroya ekoso edi sama yekunu aprabo a wo mo ebo no mampani dada be de akire obenfo jina na opukwa jima so na probo obo no fifi mantem no ode akwa awiye na ensemo a na pani a ono no kasa ede ma ni campaign team no eye ewura mawo na treba ede atodwa na ikire mu se wo kire na nyakopon ya domo a eye obenfo na na jina opukwa jiman na probo a wo bo a ode akwa awiye prekope no di ntia wo yesa no wode hunsam ebetodwa o kire mu se jinasi a mu siye e wo fifi mantem putupuru probo a ode akona wiye no enyina gina si a empanimfo e wo party no masi a mampani dada mahama nso sisa gina ni bi no anu nti na wotu sa na mo no enti o mo ahyebo se o mo yom nyama nyina awie na so mo behya ase so se o mo bekọ aprobo foforo a o magana fo atini nyina nti sa abre no du na so mo ka honsam so a UTV ye de honsam bebre mo ama mo so motumi ahwe atini nyina
Omompanyin na nadu danko akufado amane bo ayeto dwa ene se enne wakoye dwumadie bi e wo pantan COVID-19 infectious disease center na cheso neni akwa aprobo ho akohwe se de niema esitie empa makomako aduosia na center no efa na enwo kirema wo se omompanyin dada John Ajekumkofo ene hye dwumadie ase na pan so enyi dwumadie ekwa wiye no ene edan si ho a afa ne Nyankopon adom omompanyin na nadu danko akufado apan so Electricity Company of Ghana efi omupem ayi nyame so adwuma e de ahye aban no animonyam Omapanyin dada John Ajikumukufo abreso na infectious disease center na yesi na wanwie na etu na de so na ndc abando baye no obeto na saromajeje mu awanya hwe amfa ho se empanyin aka to no se wohene ba ene de ne papa ete ase enti ebra Ghana mampanyin na nadu dan kwakufu adubaye wababe no kama asi awia masese de fa empa adusia amane de nani akwa akohwe wokire ma no se ycg adwumako no abo aban amanani suade hunu abem wasi mpp aban ene wono omampanyin I'm
really excited to be here this afternoon. When the pandemic hit us, one very important consequence that I took from it was that we needed to develop as quickly as possible a much more efficient health infrastructure than what we had before the pandemic. And that is why government committed itself to the program of Agenda 111, which was to build in 101 districts that did not have district hospitals in the course of the next year, to build 7 new regional hospitals, one each for the 6 new regions, and 1 new one for the Western region, and also with the rehabilitation of Afia in secondary. We also committed ourselves to building 2 new psychiatric hospitals in the northern and middle belt, and also infection disease control centers. It's obvious, like in everything that we're doing, that we have to help ourselves. Nobody will come in and help us if we do not help ourselves. And so to come here today and to see this collaboration between public and private entities and the government of Ghana to put up this very critical infrastructure in our fight against the COVID-19 is something which is very reassuring and very warming to my heart. Every disaster, every challenge is an opportunity. And that is the way we should look at where we are with this COVID-19. It has come, it's caused disruptions, but out of it, we should emerge a stronger country than we were before the COVID-19. Let's look after this facility well and make sure that it is well maintained so that it can serve generations and generations of Ghanaians to come. May God bless us all and bless our nation, Ghana. Make her strong.
Asere hwe enwuma ne apade hu nsam so de ato gye mu se wo mo ne kwekwa hodo eka ho ebehwe ama apade mra eye Labor Act 5651 eye ne fimpinu ne miensa no wo mbehwe mu yi na wo mahye mu din ahye mu kenase na be betumi aboa ama so bi padwuma ye ne titiru ema okọ office bi ko padwuma ye na je se bi apani odi nanim no ene ne dansa na je se bag na ground get job na get sa hye ni yon hwe na umunya se na be ya obi obesa bia no ye betwe na so ye pa.
Woyenyuma awodo mu no aya na etatete ma edifa enna ho nsem kakra obehu se abaya bi ekọ ewadwuma mu na kwabrane eyini nsade aboneto emehwe so hwahwene a eya ne se wochia na womia wonsem titi wonsem wotwene kon ahwe kokoso so mpokue gu wono mu a wofemfa femfa bemba no miemia kakra saade ni nyada enye enti ekwa wondin ene Gender Center for Empowerment Development ene Open Society Initiative for Africa kabum ekusia saade no na asoye ye hwenwuma ne apadie so edomo ho agima akire se Labor Act no ba bimyempa na boma ho ban. Deputy Director for Human Resource ade ema Asiedu no ekasaye
anka sexual harassment ba wo hwe se section 63 ho na eka se obi epese ojaye adwuma na se waka se ayi obi harass me na se wo obi a wafa na adwuma na wanti a ene wotimu jaye adwuma no enti no eno pene kan ebasesi ya na yekoye sa instruments from ILO, that is convention 190 and its recommendation 206 no ye be hwe se ye labor law na nkasa no ye besesam na ye de sa na mani nyina ahyehyem na afia ma ya hwe so ama so obi ye adwuma wa hu se sexual harassment so ya ade a enye se ba na akwamu wa adwuma mu.
Project coordinator Edema Ekonu so smodi to dwani.
Have anti-sexual harassment law, we should have anti-sexual harassment policies in all institutions. We should have systems of redress so that women can adequately report the issue and not be afraid to lose their jobs when they report issues of sexual harassment. There are institutions in place mandated to handle such issues. We have the National Labour Commission, and we have the National Labour Act that tackles issues of sexual harassment. When you are having issues of sexual harassment, please report to the National Labour Commission so that we can have these issues tackled once and for all.
Ennefuo mienu nie na aba beto dwase anesifo ene midwives a wo mem na omo de omkuku ne omsaka egu format so mate etua ne sa wonko adwuma ha adwen party UTV en camera ekọ apro polyclinics ahoro a wo omai emu tititu ne enkran na Afia banya resabia bi ekọ hye se enema te sen ye ko ene hobo na ayafo de omabre wo sra ban se adaroma bibi wo betumi ne anesifo yaka eyentem na wontwe wani emehyewo ene nenu 2 days nurses ahodo Ghana asenu tie tua UTV Kwabena resabia ahodo nim ewo enkran kohwe sene wo haw no anodin esitie baabi ekoye ne hu se ampa doctors ye adwuma nurse fo di bi ni ho ne ani patient anasa yarefo ni bi ekasa yo mo chese ni enyan entiaban entu hu anamon ye ko Kaneshi polyclinic ene wejagba we mesikopon ayaresabia ni mu won ye koto omo no ede nsem atudwa sei
me ba cho menyem na me ba antinenta bat me ba ma meto nurse ni bia wo hospital ha enti mama meto na sini bi enti ese me nkofi me so me yawe na maba me nante kra ese me de makoma na nante but me ba mama meto na sini bia omo se me nkofi enti sisi ano mesre na nado dankwa de nurse fo ni hia na won fa ma omo se de be ya obi yale na oba because me ba no me ntimi kra na maba but me ba ese de omo se me nkofi enti wo se sisi me ko private hospital me so miniska me be ko private hospital enti ese na nado de nurse fo ne pe no won fa ma omo na se de be ya omo betimi ahwe
oh me promba so difference am age mama na do business no na me switch can I say business na me switch see me sure me hu se mo asa positive jam chana anba so me ban so ma kwasra my friend ban se me ban na so abana chana mo nya ayo mo
na mamo bi general hospital wo enkran no say na yarefo ni bi ene UTV edi nkomo.
Actually I came to see a doctor but when I came, I wanted to take my BP and other things, as I just met you, but I learned all the nurses are not in because they are on strike. And it's very appalling that people are in here all seated and then no nurses to attend to them, even though the doctors are in, and it's very bad.
Was a main train, a jiba of a sign of me. My nurse is there. I met to be our nurses ning agema. Doctors ning agema, the nurse is there. And she'll be a
doctors nibi and UTV Ekasachi the Musen Yakosono, a more edintia by any BB and Fahon.
Yes, so the government should try and then sort out the issues because the nurses were high and and I'm sure a lot more patients will come in. And emergency, this is not how emergency looks like. The emergency is usually full. A lot of people come here. And because of strike with Inti, right now we are not really seeing very critical cases because the Inti admitium. The admitium next be any other shop mom we do any name ever check vitals. Inti omo I bet me I do my tour for just a few hours and then you better discharge my coffee when we are done with our shift. Any geom.
Say most of the health facilities are all Ghana doctors are all endorse. Nti say your monka yen or say your mujuma na ye nsu yejuma and the numbers are not much nti no Akyere sha or say patient no enya no omunya ne sa ebi mo ba ha fiti anopa se na ye ba kwa ye check your vitals na ye san ye wie na ya san ahwe omunti na ye waste enkofo bebre time e wa ha but senka nurses na e kan ye ho a nanka sa ejuma no mo beye na che say aye ntentem ena sisi ano enkofo bebre enye nkwanhye se omo beba hospital cause ebi mo aba amaya ka chom so ko police hospital ye say omo ba no so omo fa car ne ba yo mutua omo se scan ade enti ye be stre aban se onhwe na ontie nurses no na onye dia omo pe ema omo
yebeto akase bono so na CPP amayoko no so akasa na omo Frank Atuni yura Kwabena Green Street ene pani aye ne foforo nana akosua frimpoma eda to gye kyeremu se CPP amayuko no wo mhyehyɛ ombe ye nyina so omba ban mu a ebe dia efa ankwankore bi asetena ho enye de ebe ka ne tra kekena mu no ebe dia gana nenya bia benya so emfa so omde semi tudwa wo bro mo bodwa ede adwenkyere hye mu bi ehyehyɛ so ewo nkra.
There were many leaders in Africa in the 1960s and 70s who decided to rule for a very long time, but nobody in the West decided to overthrow them. Because why? They were prosecuting their agenda. But when you decide to prosecute the agenda of your own nation, decide to create opportunity for your own people, decide to earn more from your resources, from your own people, then you become a threat. You become a threat to international capital, you become a threat to their profit, and you become a threat to their agenda. And God being so good, He has placed 2 women at the helm of affairs of CPP. They were not appointed. The largest opposition party wants to make a lot of noise about appointing a female as a vice presidential running mate. In the Convention People's Party, the women fight for their position. They enter elections. They compete against the men. And here we have a chairman and leader, highly resourceful, highly intelligent, highly creative, highly innovative, who will bring a new energy and dynamism to the party.
We are not going to abandon any project as our projects have been abandoned to rot in the bushes. We won't do that. What we will do is that anything that is good for this country, anything that we know that would help build the youth, would develop the youth of this country, create employment, will be able to give them housing, proper housing, be able to have the projects that can make the farmer be able to sell his goods. We don't believe that farmers should farm and also have to become marketeers. They don't own the road, they don't own transportation, they don't own nothing. So if they spend their time to produce for us, we the Ghanaians must spend our time. If the produce is going to rot, let it rot in the hands of government. It should never rot in the hands of the farmer. And that is one of the things that we did in the First Republic, and we will do again.
Ghana mampanyi dada na odi kan wanya ne baby ekro Dr. Kwame Nkrumah odi akotin ye papa wo Ghana ye independence anase ye fa hodie emom na nkote ase a enura e na onya mfinsia oha ani duba kom eno nam so ama ne dan Ghana fo di nfefefe e de hye ne munyam na UTV yanse antena ye de cameras ekopie mu e wo second itakrade ye ne omanfo bi twitwi nkomo bisa se osaje fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na japade ene ne nepa obeye no emu de he ene wo kai
Kwame Nkrumah mama so me boto da wakeka na me so obaji o man ni si wo mra man no wonko asom na nioma nkoye ewe bibifo nya ne etibiem ene nya ne abrabom no papa na wache da obaji o man ni si wo ama yan so da mi so ya ma me no me nya ho fa ho de ma yan so da mi so ya beto o man do si wo
oh amade me no me hwe me man do ana obaji fa ho de ma na no menim bibia bio enso ha ye botro ampemfo so botro na o ko nti enso da nim abakosam papa bia
o hweminim no mba mabetina abakosam o hwe metina abakosam de ono agi independence ma Ghana oboboy factories wo Ghana ha nti ameminim for wine
Kwame Nkrumah no oba no nam ye young boy mko school nti young pioneer no young pioneer ho insana wo ba to brigade nti na obwa you school no oh yeah fine ama yan kopo se ofi osoro no no so roba school sun na nya posifu hina baba bagina nkwan ya salatu kama
abakosem kakra minyim yide oba no ma Ghana sisan na Ghana tire wo nkwasom de mara ena obepeja Ghana ogbogbo ndwuma ama mrantie nya bi ye no no echi ne sisi ade dwuma de bibia no hobio o ne abakare yenya bi ebi no okra ebi because obi aba manka de obi apre no kotokum isenti de mohwa anka mpemfo obehia won cars a wokita nyinaa yɛ car tem bia iye bia che wo increase one cars to na sɛ dem cars akasi nyinaa sɛ wɔde yɛ adwuma bi an kan fi de ɔbɔboa.
But you're not a first president of Ghana.
Kwame Nkrumah, first prime minister in Ghana. Na many foreign one day. We won on 21st September 1909. And yen yanim we our work for the bay. No ko Guinea. Into Guinea nature no. And yen yanim NPP Martin Mofi. What 24 February 1966. 1966. No who 1972. Into ma many for non so ofi en zaman eziama yo. Into ma many fee yan papa Kwame Nkrumah wana.
Mpacho mo ma fe meyi we mbo hunu mo. But me ba en beti na de oye. Mpacho beti do je fa ho di ma Ghana. Afe so beti do ye akoso mo dam electricity akoso mo dam ade ametin.
O meti da was on na obema Ghana ye Ghana. Na Ghana e go coast. Oye njuma bebre obo schools. Nsa na adwuma na ade nyina abai.
ama fa kyerɛ mo adwene ho so bi sɛ den aka Kwame Nkrumah maybe say Afia say den okay pa fa such Dr. Kwame Nkrumah me meka me de or kan de wi na me meka me de nti be so e ka se bɔ no so ye man pani na nadodan kwakufu ado e de hospital mpa mpimu du ai koma so ye hwa pom du nsam so se wo mo kyeche ma hospitals awro ma wo ma Ghana mu nyina se na be betumi abɔ no bi kwa yare sabia onye ba bi ada.
Today, under the dynamic leadership of the Minister for Special Development Initiatives, Honorable Mavis Hawa Kumson, Member of Parliament for Awutu Senya East, we're adding another plank to the IPEP initiative, and that is the supply and distribution of 10,000 hospital beds to hospitals across the country. It is always disconcerting to see patients being treated in wheelchairs, in plastic chairs, and even on the floors because of the unavailability of beds. Government's determination to see an end to this no-bed syndrome has resulted in the decision to procure these hospital beds and their associated accessories for distribution across the country to augment the existing numbers in the country. In total, 1,500 pieces of critical care beds with overhead tables, 2,000 pieces of standard hospital beds with bedside lockers, 4,000 pieces of health center beds with bedside lockers, 1,000 pieces of children's cots, and 1,500 pieces of delivery beds have been purchased. These beds, to be distributed to all 275 constituencies, are adjustable for better positioning of the patient's head and feet. They will allow for better movement of patients, as well as periodic change to the pressure points on the body, thereby improving the patient's blood circulation whilst he or she is in bed. They maximize comfort for patients who use them for extended periods of time, and their customizable features will make it easy to adjust specific parts of the bed. This ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, reinforces government's commitment to improving access to essential and quality health services through the provision of the necessary health infrastructure, equipment, and logistics, including the deployment of appropriate technology as part of our drive to attaining universal health coverage, UHC. Accordingly, I declare the 10,000 hospital beds duly commissioned. May God bless us all and our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
For Madaruma, ye jin kratu edi kan. Ye ba sisi a.